he did not disappoint. I just want to go back to that fight again. He handled Jogo like he was just a little, pretty much a match. He said, "What volcano?"
Yeah. Yo, what's up, guys? We are Chopped Anime, three of the almighty Chopped Anime. We're here to chop up some anime with you. Today is episode 7 review of Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm going to start it off like this. That episode was fire. It was wonderful. Jujutsu Kaisen delivers on the fight scenes, man. He tossed this man around like a bag of flour. He beat him like a Congo at a drum at a Black Panther concert. He took the boy from deep waters. He drowned him, dried him off. He went home, got a cup of coffee, picked up Itadori, dropped his face. I told you he was going to drop the blindfold. He dropped the blindfold.
He did drop the blindfold.
He dropped the blindfold on him. He took him to the ancestral plane from Black Panther. Oh my goodness, he whooped that boy so bad. It was oh my goodness gracious. I ain't seen a beatdown like that since Roy Mustang versus Envy, Frieza versus Broly, Madara versus the 5 Kages in the Shinobi Alliance. It was wonderful. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Oh my gosh. He was beating him up like a veteran. He put on his mask. He fought like a young man. Admirable, but mistaken. It was terrible. He whooped that boy so, oh my Lord, I loved it. I loved it. What'd you guys think? What did you guys think?
It literally was fire. I mean, Jogo took them to the his own domain, innate domain, and it was basically a volcano. But yeah, other than that, yeah, no, the fight scenes and everything were fantastic. So you're right about Gojo definitely dropping his blindfold there, which was pretty epic. But also, I don't get why he had the blindfold in the first place. I guess it's just so people don't see how beautiful his eyes were or something.
Yeah, yeah, his eyes were pretty, man. I'm not sure, what I thought was like, maybe that's how he activates his innate domain, is bringing out his eyes. Yeah, because like, I'm not sure why he has them covered, otherwise. I mean, it is cool aesthetics, I think we all agree, like, but yeah, that is a mystery on, because I think we were guessing that he was blind, right?
Yeah, I thought he was blind,
but he has beautiful blue eyes.
So that's what your background is. That's the Black Panther spiritual.
I'm at the burial place of Jogo.
Yeah,
where he got his head ripped off.
He's not dead yet. So
He's not, but he should have. Oh,
he'll be back. He'll be back.
Maybe the new character who we got introduced to, maybe he's really strong too. I mean, he kind of gives me the vibe, the Mojito guy. So I'd be curious to see what the deal with him is. Seems like he's the boss.
Oh, Mojito? Yeah, he probably. I don't see this is the problem I have with. I mean, this is this is my thinking in this situation. I don't know if they're actually that strong because they're still at the point where they're clearly strong, but they're still at the point where they're like, we can't do anything unless Gojo is out of here. Like, they have come to that consensus no matter what. Like, they don't think anyone can mess with this man. So they might be strong, but clearly Gojo is still like, I'm that dude for real. So they would be light work for him. In other words, they would be light work for him. So yeah. So
yeah, those two are probably really strong jujutsu sorcerers, but just not at Gojo's level yet.
Right.
Yeah.
This episode gave a lot, man. It did. It gave a lot.
Yeah, this episode, yeah. But I think we were just super hyped about Gojo delivering, because he did not disappoint. I just want to go back to that fight again. He handled Jogo like he was just a little, pretty much a match. He said, "What volcano?" Yeah. But I'm also curious about like how Gojo actually gets his strength, because it seems like his curse is so much stronger than everybody else's, you know, and his innate domain, the little void place, seems to cancel out anybody else's, you know, domain expansion also.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting. So he said one of the ways to cancel out someone else's innate domain was to overpower them with your innate domain.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, Gojo should be able to overpower everyone's innate domain, I think. Or maybe it just has to be so much stronger to overpower it. So we saw Sukuna's innate domain. That was the malevolent shrine that he was always at. So this is pretty interesting, because if someone wants to defeat Gojo, one way definitely would be to overpower Gojo's innate domain.
That might be an impossible task.
Or you wait. This is what I was thinking. I was thinking that they wait till he uses innate domain and waste up most of his power, then beat him. That's what I was thinking. Because he said that using your innate domain draws a lot of takes up most of your power, takes up most of your energy or whatever. But he said it's worth the merit, basically. I was thinking that maybe Hanami came at that time, luckily, to save him because he was done with his innate domain. That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking maybe he was a little bit tired. I don't know. And he was able to get away with saving Jogo during that time because the innate domain took away so much of his strength. That was my thinking. So
maybe. To me, it kind of just seemed like the fight was already over at that point. You know, there was, you know, Jogo had no chance of winning, so that's why the GOATjo already left at that point.
And he said he didn't want to, you know, he can't be seen by
he's
those
clearly,
other sorcerers, right?
He's clearly like an old sorcerer.
He's related somehow, right?
Yeah.
He seems to be related somehow.
So I want to explain the Gojo Sensei's power, actually. So you notice that when Jogo and Gojo were doing the whole hand thing, he explained that there's that his power is infinity. So essentially what this means is Gojo is able to add and subtract infinitely an infinite amount of space, essentially. So say somebody like tries to punch Gojo. Well, Gojo is creating an infinite amount of space between his hand and the fist. So that's why the fist is not actually, the fist is still going, but it's just traveling through an infinite amount of time. It will never reach Gojo's hand. That also explains how Gojo was able to pick up Yuji and get back, because he was able to subtract an infinity amount of space between where he was and Yuji was to get there, and then where Yuji was back to the fight scene. He was able to warp there. It's kind of like a curve. He's constantly adding and subtracting space around him. That's essentially his entire ability. And so his innate domain, and I could be wrong about this, it seemed like his innate domain kind of just overwhelmed Jogo with infinity all around him. But it wasn't just infinity in terms of space, it was infinity in terms of like knowledge and everything. That's kind of what it seemed like to me.
Right.
Infinity knowledge. That means just all around everything better than these people.
So it might not be infinity knowledge. It must just be infinity space, because all Jogo said was that he was able to see everything. So maybe it was that infinite space that he was able to see. I don't know.
Thank you for the explanation, man, because I didn't actually understand what he was talking about. I was just tripping off the fight still. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I think that makes sense, because you know, Gojo mentions that, you know, as he's getting closer, he's getting slower, you know, going through that infinite space. And like you mentioned about the Yuji part, right? Yuji was like, I was just at the, you know, training spot 10 seconds ago, and now I'm here. So that comes with the decreasing of the space. That is an OP power. You know? no wonder he's so strong. Like, you know, he literally controls space. Like, you know. So yeah, I guess the bad guys better strap up, get ready, because they really gonna have to try to come after our guy Gojo, and like Geto predicted, they're gonna have to try to seal him because this man is too powerful.
Yeah, that's why they weren't even trying to beat him. They were just trying to steal him. Someone else is just gonna have to have a more OP power to beat him, essentially.
I'm curious to see how the Mahito character is related, because he looks like a human, but I don't know, man. He has a bunch of like scars and weird stuff going on, different colored eyes. You know, I'm kind of curious to see what his you know, powers and curse, you know, is.
He could be like Yuji, where he consumed a curse, and so he has like another curse living inside of him because he had a lot of like stitches and cuts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's a good prediction there. I like that one. Okay, I like that one. No, I like that. That's a good prediction. But overall, man, this show is just showing itself to just have so much promise, man. I mess with this show, bro. Like, this is it right now. This is the anime of the 2020. I'll give it to it. Anime of 2020. This is it.
Probably. I can't recall any other anime coming close to this one in 2020.
Yeah, and I think what's also good about this anime so far is it's you know, kind of linearly getting better. You know, there isn't like crazy fight scenes and then, you know, filler episode. You know, it seems like there's action in almost every episode. They're starting to unveil what the show is going to be about. So I really hope they keep kind of going at this pace where they, you know, giving us enough, but you know, not ruining the show by, you know, having crazy time jumps and, you know, filler episodes essentially.
So do you guys think, because you see where Gojo is going with this, he wants to train the three Megumi, Itadori, Nobara to get strong enough to beat basically Jogo, right? So do you guys think by the time the tournament happens, that they'll be strong enough to beat the Panda and, you know, the three other characters?
I definitely think Yuji will be there. And I'm guessing Megumi also. I'm not too sure about Tabara because, you know, not really sure about what her curse powers are like. But, you know, they mentioned how Yuji was progressing so fast, right? Gojo was pretty impressed. And if our boy Gojo is impressed, that must mean, you know, Yuji must be progressing like no other, right? Like I don't think Gojo is somebody who is easily impressed because he was calling Jogo weak, like it was nothing. He said you were weak, you know, and Jogo was so hurt about it, you know, because it was just so nonchalant, like he didn't even matter, you know. So I really think Yuji will, you know, keep getting stronger and stronger. I think he's gonna exceed both Megumi and Tobara, and he's going to progress at a lot quicker pace. What do you guys think?
What do you think, man?
Yeah, I think Yuji will definitely get there. I think, you know, Yuji has to get to a point where he can fight Sukuna at whatever level Sukuna's at, and Sukuna's not as right now. Sukuna's not as strong as Jogo right now, but they have about 6 fingers, or I think they should have 5 fingers left. So in theory, Gojo could just make Yuji eat the rest of the fingers that they have and pretty much get to that level. So I think he's waiting for that, but we'll see.
So that's episode 7's review of Jujutsu Kaisen, Chopped Anime. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell us how you felt about the fight. We appreciate all the support and love. See you next time, guys.